Hey, that's it. We are live today. Today is the 12th of March, 2019, Tuesday, March the 12th. We have on the panel with us, of course, our Patricia, and we have Costa, we have David, Giaramita, and we have Josh X. So good evening, guys, and an etymology night for all.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Alispera. Welcome to another show. It's going to be a nice hangout tonight. Yeah.
It will. It's etymology. It's a very popular one on this channel. And it's really great that you can come back, boys.
No problem. Yeah. We love to share the knowledge.
Yeah, we were just going through a few things. It's always like we start a conversation before we go live, and it's a shame we have to interrupt it to say we're going live. So that's why I pressed.
Goes off on a good tangent, doesn't it?
Yeah, because we started to talk before we went on the hangout.
Yeah. I just want to say to everybody out there that I will be beginning to show my face. Unfortunately, I'm just sat in somewhere where I cannot use any lighting, so you won't be able to see my face. So soon I'll be able to present myself a bit better so everybody can see the genuine movement of my cheeks and my face when I'm talking, to see that I am speaking the truth.
Could I just say on the hangout, someone's playing the link. They're playing it. I can hear it. The hangout. Who's got the hangout in the background?
Not me.
I'm in the kitchen. No.
Oh, it's me. I'm sorry. It's actually me. Hangout. It's coming out of my headsets because I'm doing the live. I'm doing the what do you call it? The chat room on my phone, and it was me. I'm so sorry. Carry on, everybody. I just thought, why can I hear me?
Hello.
Well, I'm turning it off so I don't hear me. Yeah, and we would even started back with that word, healthy, like heal thy.
It's for you to see. It's for everybody to see. The language is for everybody to see and free themselves with. It is the most important thing in the universe. It is the coding to free ourselves from this constraint or this matrix we have presented in front of us. The beginning game. I'll go into it quickly and just say that the first letter has all the secrets written in it to leave, and then after that it's just become a wider variety of sounds, reverberations, and symbols to allow oneself to free oneself from this game that we are entered in, to become virtuous and on our way to create ourselves. And as the mother is encompassing her, she's encompassing us. What does a mother do for one's child? They look after them, protect them until they're ready to set them free to create themselves. So it's just a representation of that in the grand scheme of this grand illusion we're living in right now.
It's made me think that we obviously don't understand very much, because unless you understand like etymology, half the stuff we're going to read, we're never going to get it, are we? It's almost like legalese. Once you look at it, it means something different most of the time. To what you think and the words you're using, you don't even realise that what they mean, and you're believing it's anarchy. Like most people think that anarchists are bad people, or whatever. Yeah. And the word means something completely different.
Same as the occult. They think the occult means dark, deep, black magic, when it just means secret and not public.
Or hidden.
Simply, hidden, away, not mainstream. So we have a lot of misconceptions, and there are, ways we can go and find out stuff. And there were ones out there that have brought us publications, and they've shared their research with YouTube and with us. So we fortunately have been able to go and read research presented in it. And Costa was just saying then, I'm interested to hear his connection with Greek and English, or Babel, English, Greek, what we was talking before, and he was about to say, before you said we was going to go live, what he thought. Can we go back to because that's where we was. I mean, I remembered, I put a pin in it. I got it here, look.
Good man.
Yeah, what I was saying was Costa had come on a couple of weeks ago, his evening on etymology, and he was showing us that how a lot of the Greek words are very similar to English words. We just say them differently, and that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's like the word telephone. It means tele means from a distance, and phone means voice. Phony, your voice. So your voice from a distance. So when you're saying, I lost my phone, I can't find my phone, it doesn't go together with the subconscious. You know, something's happening there. You can't lose your voice. So it's something that everybody's saying. It so becomes a custom, and we all say the same thing, but we don't know what we're saying. So I think there are many words like that we should be careful how we use them. And another word is mafia. Mafia is a nice word. And I remember Dave. I remember Dave when I listened to this. Yeah, he's a mafia man. So from Crotone there, from Palermo, you have Sicilian roots or something. Is it true?
Yes. Sicily, Castelvetrano, Sicily, and Vincenzo Giaramita travelled from to here to meet my grandma, my mum's mum. So that's how the Italian Greek came to England earlier on in the 1900s. Well remembered, brother. Well remembered. Can I just say, phono? You've said telephone, phono, DJ, phono, cable. You've got the phonics, phonetia, definition, Phoenicians, phonics, language. We've got all that in play now, haven't we? So, and tele.
Photons.
Yeah, the photons. Yeah.
The photon.
Light.
Yeah. The F has to do with light. It's force, photon, light, and language and words. Your voice, phony, it has a similarity.
Fake phone.
I would like to say, are you aware? Oh, go on, carry on. Egypt, before it was called Egypt, it was called, it was known as Kemet, Al-Kemet, chemical, you know, magnificent place there. Yeah, black lands. And I believe the word Egypt is actually Greek. You know about this? Hello, what into the world we live in is insane.
So let me give you a explanation of Egypt. Aegyptos, okay? Aegyptos, Egypt is a Greek word. Okay, Aegyptos. Iptos is when you're making a backstroke, when you are swimming. Okay, iptio means backstroke.
Yeah, I know a little bit. I've asked a few Greek and my mum and stuff, but I want to hear it from a real Greek man to YouTube, so it's not, you know, I'll get it wrong. You should get it right.
Yeah. So iptos, the last bit, okay, means like backwards, and Aegeo is the Aegean, the Aegean Sea. You know the Aegean Sea with the islands, the Greek islands.
Cause and so forth, yeah, in the Aegean, yeah, near Turkey.
Okay, so if you swim backwards, you end up in Egypt. That's what it means. Okay.
Wow.
You get it?
Nah.
No. That's where it comes from. It's like the back of the Aegean. Something. It's like that.
That's right.
But let me finish with mafia. That word mafia is not like we know now this the Sicilian mafia, and they're doing this kind of gangster stuff and all that. This word comes from before, from the time of the Romans, when the Greeks were living in Rome, and other tribes, let's say, other clans, maybe Celtics or other tribes. So they were opposing the Roman emperors. Okay, so those groups that were against them were called mafia. That's the original word. So that's kind of something we are doing now against Babylon. That we are opposing this system, this cruel thing that's going on, control system, wherever it is. So we are doing, basically it's the same thing. That's what not as we know it. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It really is.
You can see the MA in there as well, which in the language that I kind of discovered is like, it's the mother. So you see the mother, the F is the 6. Then you got that number 9 and number 1, and you got, so the mother's F, which basically F represents a man as well. This is why farm is the 6th letter arm. You arm yourself with the farm, yeah? The F arm. So you arm yourself with the farm. So the mafia would be the mother's men of the subconscious alpha. That's what it would mean in this translation between the lowest and the highest form of etymology I found. So it would literally mean the mother's men of the subconscious alpha. So we are the mother's men of the subconscious alphas here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and I was going to say with the backstroke you were saying about Egypt and Greek, depending on which one history is presented to us come first, is Egypt and Greek. Obviously they have the same philosophy, but it would be one or the other as off the back end of the others' religions or how they used to present their being, you know. So what you're saying is like Egypt is off the backstroke of Greece or the ancient Greek.
Yeah, the Aegean Sea. Yeah, I think that it has to do with thought. Thought is the key. Not person. Let's say person, the key entity that gave the language. Thought and Hermes Trismegistus. These are for me the basic knowledge behind what we have now. So mathematics, mathema, thought, mother. Yeah, it has to do with the learning, with language. Those are the ones who gave us this knowledge.
Okay, so that's good because I see Thoth as the subconscious world, the subconscious world, and Hermes is obviously the same representation of Baphomet. This day and age. So this language that we've had has been presented has actually grown just like a Fibonacci sequence over the course of, well, since the beginning, let's say. So we begin to speak in tongue, and then as we spoke, the subconscious realm, which is all attached to us all, which is what we're really not aware of, it's a natural growth process within this program. You see, it's not a man or an entity that's actually done this. It's all of us have created this. Just as now we are having slang put into the language or the dictionary now, it's happened across time through the subconscious of the beings that exist on this physical plane. Thoth and Hermes.
I agree with that. We've got as you know, like K11, when I was talking to you about Dogon, no God, phonics words, cannabis, canna, and bis, bi, bi, two, duality, canna, dog, and we was going through that language there. We have the fixture of the alphanumeric. Who was that? Oh,
Karen.
Hang on,
should be back.
Yeah, I'm just checking the feed there. She's just kicked off maybe onto her phone. Alphanumeric assignment. So alphanumeric gematria, will stick to that, and the coding system. The Phoenicians coming back around again to them, and the trading that they had with the Italy, Carthage, and you've got the Alexander the Great, the Alexandrian Library, lest we not forget. I don't think it was burnt, brothers. I believe that it's in the Vatican chambers with the bones and the gold and the alleged bull papilles. So we've had a controversy in our realm of commerce, language, religion, and we are here now, subsequently, I'll argue 1,000 or so years later, embarrassingly, as intelligent men of the realm, working out who, what, why, where, and when. And I've found that these numbers, bless them, they also, we've mentioned Phi, Fibonacci, language and assignment and management, interfacing, slang words, but the fundamental bit for me is the numbers keep me rooted.
Numbers do not lie, Pythagoras.
And then I also recognize now with the hermetic principles of the thrice great, the Egyptians did celebrate forth magnificently the Hermetic principles, the Hegelian dialect, then the Kabbalion. The three initiates. We are all initiates, and this initiate has now, with Josh and the help of others, got exclusive access to a coded portal of divinity with rules, albeit immovable rules, and these are assigned by the number correlation, numbers 1 to 9, including then 0. 9 is very important on its own. It's a very special number. Mathematics, though, being given, because we didn't create math, I'm sorry, but the Arabs and the algorithms and all of the going back in time tells me mathematics is something, a technology, a construct that's all around the universe. It's applied in physics and processes which are universal. We know this. What 2 plus 2 here over the other side of the galaxy, nebula, universe will still be 2 plus 2 equals 4. These 7 Hermetic principles, correlation, correspondence, sexuality, you know, and all these 7 that they have are universal across all of the planes, and the numbers were created by whomever. I'll say the supreme, the big G. Remember, there's little G's and the big G's, yeah. And you've got the big G creating the mathematical structure, which is the science of nature, as we are finding out. And it's numerical, alphanumerical, a fixture in alphabet and assignment is blown my mind. So it's controlled, very controlled, isn't it? But there is a key there, there is a system, and there is a pathway. It presents itself, but these controlling institutions are ultimately responsible for why we have this dissonance, and the integration of Greek, Latin, English, Francais, you know, at times when there's been the Great Fire of London, CQV 1666, Latin, Babel-speaking Londoners, English noblemen, England and Wales didn't know what the CQV of 1666 was because they couldn't read it, and there was the plague, and there was a Great Fire of London. Trickery, you know, very much, you know, not very nice.
Distractions again to keep people busy, so they couldn't figure out this SQV Act in 1666 because they're too busy dealing with the Fire of London and the plague, etc. You know, just like these modern day hoaxes and these 9/11 programs, they're dependent on how they wake you up or dependent on how they put you to sleep. It will distract you or further your awakening. That was the same back in those days. It's been going on forever. Mathematics. You said what you said there, Dave. I want to say, mate, I could see from you that there was loads of chime bells just singing within me watching you do that, man, because I know you can see it. I know that you can see this great picture, you know. And mathematics is the mother, the matics, which is the movement of the mother. So mathematics has only come from the mother, that this whole complete cycle of programming that we have here to exist upon. Mathematics, the matics of the mother, the movement of the mother. Yeah, it's beautiful, mate. And what you said, yeah, overstand, well done, man. It's great to see it.
Dave, what is that? The CQV? What is that? Can you explain to me, please? I don't know.
It's a trust. It's a trust that we have over here in an act. It's a public constructed statutory trust that is formed, and they are like the Unum Sanctum 1302, the National Paper Proclamation by the Catholic, you know, principal pontiff, and so forth and so on. You know how they've made a proclamation. They've done it under a doctrine of not the Catholic Church, but the doctrine of their notices and faith, and the protocol of the doctrine of notices, the bull papils, come sometime later. So the acts over here are done through Parliament, which is the legislative law, we'll call it. So the legislative public law, the Act, CQV, and then you have bills, obviously House of Lords, Parliament. So they've passed it. The monarchy and the English construct establishment have passed it. Yeah.
So the English are under this paper bull, the
dead legal fiction system that's been created, isn't it? It's like the legislations for this.
Yeah, the rumours, the things that I found, brothers, initiates, as I'll call you, scribers and initiates, and the mother is Karen there, then, and sister Patricia's going to join in. Is that they the Catholic Church, because it's a Christian, when you go to the judicial realm, you will swear, or I'll be asked to swear on a Bible, take an oath, and that will be a Christian King James, probably 1611 crown copyrighted Bible. Now, I've never sworn on one, believe it or not. I've never had the need to, so I can't confess and tell you. And you know, I'm sure it's that crown copyrighted Bible, KJV. Not sure about the year. Now, in these realms, yeah, that's a Christian area. We've got the Catholic Church and the believing that there was going to be the return of Jesus in June 1666, or the Messiah. Now, these are two different characters of the greatest story ever told, Messiah and Jesus, and the returning of the chronicle Jesus from the clouds, as people say. And when he didn't, the Messiah Jesus didn't return, they obviously took care of business on behalf of and continued on under, I would say, maybe governance from the house of God, the Vatican City, the archbishops and popes and so forth, that will have orchestrated this along with the monarchy at the times of the three crowns that are in existence, you know, the three crowns and the three trusts that were done. So yeah, it's very, very interesting the way the history and they've worked together. It wasn't, you know, it was a pact of sorts, yeah.
So in 1666, England, that was the third trust.
Not getting to order the trust and everything now. I'm very tired and I'm liable to make mistakes. We have done publications of which I can email you, which contain the governance of the master principal servant slavery trusts and all of the papal. You might know of the Franciscan friars of the time and the subsequent Medici, the families MEDI, and you've got Vatican, you've got the Vati, or the VATI, Vati, and then can is separate too, not just they say VAT, VATICAN, Vati can, it's Vati and can, like Medici and the Franciscan friars, and the subsequent three crowns that were created, yes, in the three trusts that were created within the Catholic Church, House of God, Vatican, and Bull, Papils. Then we have subsequent additional public statutory state trusts that are created in the penal colonies or on the Anglo-British monarchy Isles here, England and Wales. So you have many trusts floating around, but the three from the Attorney Regis, Convocation, if you search these, 15 something is it, and 14 something, Pope Boniface, Pope Innocent. These are the eras of these international. You've got the Holy See, you see, because before you come in, Josh, I'll finish with, you've got like the Admiralty, the land, air and water. So the land is the man, biblical prophecies, Bible, God created, and man, Adama, from the earth, mother, Mada, earth, Adama. And then you've got, so man and his land, air would be the ecclesiastical coming from the Vatican, controlling the air with the trust technology, the Holy See, the seas, the papal seas, the current seas, the paper seas, seas Francis the CC, do you see the cement? So then that's the air, and the water would be Admiralty, Maritime, the boat people, Phoenicians coming in with their rules. So we've got like three different structures, layers, not to mention other layers contained amongst all of that, interfacing within this matrix. But those trusts, ecclesiastical, you've got it in the air, kind of with them, and the Admiralty sea people, that's commerce, all right, and man is on the land, that's our law. So man, land, private, and we do trade, and then the Admiralty and the boat people, public, doing commerce, and the ecclesiastical in the air, watching over the Holy See, the seas of commerce, you know, the seas of space, the seas of tranquility. There are many seas to be careful, you know, and this is where they are. The aeroplanes have you've got your aeronautical, what is it, air traffic control for space. Now, furthermore, I argue that if they've got deep underground military units doing exploratory experiments, there'll be another separate law for the underground. You get how it is now. And then we separate all of that with the babble that we speak and our private status, and the legal system is very complicated, but we don't really need to fascinate ourselves with that. What I'm fascinated with is that we are a species with amnesia, and Greece used to be a place of magnificence, of Olympics, of Olympiads, of Sparta, not IMF and bailouts on an how can a bank bail out a country like Greece? I implore you, can we all just stop a country getting bailed out by a bank? How in the world does that? And banks deal with bits of paper that private men print and magically make into value and bail out a country with bits of value paper. And it's like, when you see Greece and Italy and these countries now at the mercy of, due to the ignorance of man, the submission of our rights and the belief that these black cardinals and robes and foreign language speakers are doing business for our interest, and they're clearly not. I yield.
Yes, yes, exactly. Monai, money. That's where it comes from. Yeah, with the one eye. Mon eye means one eye, basically. That's the eye in the triangle, in the pyramid on the dollar.
Yeah.
So they basically shape the face of the true creator instead of money. They have money in front, using all the terms that we should use instead of praying the creator. We use the same currency, like that it flows, cash flows, and all the liquidation, anything to do with money. Actually, we subconsciously we should be looking at like a creator, the true source of creation. So
big
it's
grand illusion.
Yeah, illusion. Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah. No, I see that too. It seems like what Dave you were explaining then. It's like they've almost created a false trinity in front of the mother's trinity. You know. So do you want to focus your time on that trinity or the mother's trinity? And that's one part of the trick there as well. You know. But the money itself, in God we trust. Costa, think about what people would do for money, right, in this day and age, and what people would do for God. What has more grounding right now at this stage, you know? We just got to try and bring back the knowledge to God, so people realize the power and the true divinity within everybody on this plane, and we'll see people put in 8 hours a day for God like they used to for money.
You have to remember that money's just paper and people are the real things.
Exactly. And money is water.
You use the word illusion. So what is that broken down? What does that word?
Well, you can see ILU, the sine wave ion. So you can see S being the sine wave, ion being the charge of you. There's a ILU in the sine wave ions. So the illusion is IL. You see that? ILU sine wave ion. ILLUSION. And if you go backwards, I think I haven't got no pen or nothing. I'm doing it from my head. Illusion is noise. You lie. So the frequency is a lie from the illusion. Then it can be broken down again, but we'll leave it there because this is when it just gets broken down into sort of numbers, and then the numbers are basically tell you that everything points to the same thing. You need to join your sine waves up and connect with the Mother Earth to win this game, and that's it basically. But we'll go through those words on a proper presentation so people can break them down with a pen. But yeah, so illusion is the ILU sine wave ion. You obviously you are ions, positive, negative, or neutral, and the sine wave, you know. So yeah, it's all there every time. The illusion is not the real truth.
Yeah, you have to remember when you're saying the words to break every word. You'll be breaking every word down when you go out. You'll be thinking it means about 25 other things.
Yeah, like the word 20 is twin tie, and twin is T-win. T is the physical, and win is on there. So the physical needs to win, but to be twin. So you need to twin your sine waves up. This is why mission is my 2s ions, and we need to join our kundalini up to raise the Christ consciousness within, and become masters of this realm. Everybody can do this. Everybody.
Yeah, it appears there is a technology out there in the Bible, a story there about the temples and what we've heard previously brought to us about Jesus and the Christ-like consciousness. Right, here we go. Here we go. What's he called? Kosta.
Yeah.
Costa, talk to me about this one.
Yeah.
Christos,
Yeah.
Christos, Lada, the
Christos.
Christ-like, Christos oil, the Lada. Where does
The
this come
oil,
from?
oil, yeah.
The ascension. We're going to go anointment to the anointed one with the cerebral Sarah Abraham and all that. Yeah. Do you know the etymology of these words? And Christ, over to you.
Yeah. Christos, yeah, what you said is a chrism, is the oil. Is the one anointed by oil. So the word there is oil. And if you see from nature, what plants says fruit create oil, it's something, they all have this substance inside. It's something unique. What is oil? I mean, you take an olive and you squeeze it down and you bring this tiny bit of liquid, let's say, which if it doesn't mix with water, it looks heavier, and if you mix it with water, it always stays above. So I believe that inside of us too, we have some kind of oil.
Mm-hmm.
There is this energy that the oil creates, but we have to create ourselves in some way. When the moon is in the face of your in your zodiac, when your zodiac is, when the new moon of your not the sun was zodiac, the moon zodiac is in that phase, that the seed is born.
Yeah.
Inside here, the Bethlehem is here.
House of bread.
Bread. Yeah. It's where your solar plexus. And you have to preserve that oil, to raise it up, to come up to the cerebrum. Yeah, to bring it up. Yeah, there. So it can become the enlightenment. So this process, though, it needs a lot of, and it's not only the diet, what you eat and all that. That is important too. But on the other hand, is also that there's psychological, what you do, your psyche. I mean, are you loving? Are you forgiving? Are you virtue? Yeah, that's it. Virtue is the highest form. If you reach that point, then it all combines together. You must do it. It's like a trinity again.
Yeah.
It's not, of course. It's a lot of meditation, praying. What you speak.
Yeah, you will be anointed then if you
will be anointed.
Yeah,
anoint mind.
Yeah.
There are 33 vertebrae going up the spine, and then there is a period of where the oil will rise to the top of the cerebrum. There are 3 brains in there. The lower brain, aren't the mandala or something, the actual outer brain. I don't know all the parts of the brain. You've got the pineal gland. So yeah, the anointment and the Christos is to do with Greek word. There is an oil in America called Crisco oil, a play on words of Crisco oil, for the ones of the States. That's why you have the Crisco connection oil Christ and the word play, and also the anointment happening, crucifixion, Mary and Jesus here, Mary and Joseph, of Jesus being reborn and coming back to the pineal gland, then the Christ-like conscious vibrational frequency being attained. It's quite a deep story, so well done. The seed being born in the beginning of the lunar cycle, or the phase of the moon. Yeah, you were right with the lunar cycle and the seed being born. There is a pineal gland that is electronic, and if you decalcify it, down here we have a triangle. Where our triangle is, I'm not being funny, but there is a triangle, obviously, in the private parts. It looks a bit like that, an upside down triangle. Electricity, energy. You have the chakra charging point in your abdomen, and the main point, the part of the power. So with this triangle, the sexual gratification and orgasm, ecstasy, releases the energy from the base. It collects at the base of the spine, that seed, and your energy point around to the
Yes.
back of the triangle, and your main abdomen chakra point round the back of the spine. You have the seed, it's the serpent. You may see the two serpents going on the spine.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the two energies, yeah, and it's going to go down and then it returns back up, but we can never quite manage to return it back up to the full
That's the
state.
two S's
Yeah.
in the language, Dave, there.
Yes, yeah, indeed it is. So my next question is, there's another Greek word that I believe the crown comes from, and the crown is quite prevalent in all of our speech. It's Chronos. Talk to me about Chronos.
Yeah.
Tell me what, can you explain please, thank you, to describe us what Chronos is, what it means, the Greek, and off you go, brother, I'll mute, because that's important to me.
I was going to tell you about that. Yeah, I was thinking about you, Chronos. So Chronos is the planet that is influencing now humanity. So we live in this Saturnian age, because Chronos is a master of time. Chronos.
Yep.
So time is chronos in Greek. Chronos, like you have chronology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chromatic.
And it starts with an X. Okay. Chronology, chronos starts with an X. Then you have chrima. We say chrima is money in Greek. Chrima again is like row. It means a row of flow, like currency. Chrima. So chronos, chrima, and another starts from X is chronos, chrima, and no, the three X's. That's where the three X's come from.
Yeah.
Let me remember. Give me one more.
Is X 6? Is X is 6 in
X,
Pythagorean numerology? Yeah, I think Pythagorean numerology X was a 6.
No,
the X
X
represents 666, which is the mark of a man. Yeah.
Yeah, X in Greek is 6. So X. So when you say X in the Bible, in Revelation, it says in the number of the beast in Greek, it says XXX, EX together. In Greek is pronounced X. So time. Well, let me remember again. Time, money, and what else does the Saturnian energy make us? Space, yeah, space. Horos again starts with an X.
The Trinity again.
Yeah, the Trinity of Saturn is this. It gives you the illusion of space and time. This is where we're trapped in. I mean, if we break this down away, we break away from this illusion.
Yes.
We are freed. And money. Okay, money is in the middle as well. So
crown, yeah, I like how it's connected to crown.
The crown, yeah.
Yeah, the crowns.
And then the crown, that's where you have from the rings of Saturn. You have the crowns that the kings wear, or the wedding rings, all those. The Lord of the Rings.
The head,
so many.
The crown.
The halo, yeah. So this also Satan, I would say Satan. Satanas in Greek is a Greek word.
Yeah.
It comes from that. That's the Saturnian, the bad energy. So we are waiting more for Zeus, for Jupiter Zeus, with the planet of expansion. It helps us to understand more how to break down
and
this.
Jupiter and Zeus and Mars, I believe, Mercury, Jupiter. These two might ignite again, I'm led to believe through research. Yes. One of them might be a secondary coming of a sun again, a sun reborn, let alone Horus, Ra, sun god, ours, every day being reborn and so forth. You've got the fact that not many know this in the research realm, but Mercury or Jupiter have the potential to possibly come back to a sunlight state again. I've found
Mercury right now is our center sun, right now in the center of this realm projection. So Mercury is right now is the projection that the moon's given us. So I don't know if you're aware, Dave, but there was a video maybe 3.5 months ago on Sun and Moon, and there was somebody from I think it was like Sweden or somewhere near the north, and they actually had a video of the two suns, almost the sun projected in a new sun out there. So as we speak, and there's a new sun being born right now, and this is the age we're moving into. You see it. It's I'll find it. I'll ask. I'll have a look for it because we spoke about it before on a previous chat. Do you remember that, Karen?
You mean with the halo thing?
There was like you could see the the reciprocating hyperboloid shape, like an hourglass. Yeah.
Mm.
It looked like a projection of the hourglass shape. There was a sun at the top and a sun at the bottom, and you could see this new sun being birthed into the existence. And this would coincide with this new realm, this changeover, the age of Aquarius. Obviously, these sort of suns wouldn't be born overnight; they would be done over a period of time, slowly. And it looked like someone caught an image of it being.
A lot of people have said that the sun has changed colour.
What, on that video?
No, just like if you've been talking to people, they'll say, yeah, but I don't remember the sun being this colour. I remember it being a different colour.
Yeah, the sun basically does an 8. Yeah, this is why 8's so important. If everybody knows the cycle, it's actually the 8. And there's a small, on an 8, usually have a bigger one on the bottom and a smaller 8 at the top. And this is why we have a climate, because it's climb 8. And climb 8 change is the sun's actually climbing 8 on its path now. And we're having a very different type of heat, a different type of a vibe. When the chemtrails aren't in the way of our skies here, you can feel that the sun is at different intensity because it's actually climbing 8. So what people need to do is try and figure out what this 8 is, what it's doing, how it's working, and then we will have the answers. But climate change is real, but it's not to do with anything what the media is presenting. But yeah, climb 8 is the wording there that we should all focus upon. Climbing 8.
I like that. I like that play on words, and primate is what I'm going to think of. But more fun sun facts, if I may. One I can remember is that Horus, and you mentioned Chronos, going back to that, the father of time, chronological, chronography, chronograph. Yes, I get that. Very good. Horus, Egyptian sun god. You got Ra, Horus. Horus was reworded hours, isn't it? Horus and hours can be made into the same word, anagram. The sun god born in the morning as a young baby son. I'm going to go into the etymology of sun, of son, sol, sol, sun, celestial after this, but born, and it had the sun. Egyptians monitored it with 12 steps of the journey of sun in the midday, 6 hour from 6 in the morning till midnight. That's 6 hours, the strongest point. That's quite prolific. And then the sun set, and set, Egyptian god, and phonics, etymology, words. That's why we're here. Interests me, the Egypt, and it's very magnetic to me. Set, dark time, set, Egyptian god, darkness, evil, blackness, moon, because of sunset. That's where the set part comes. But the 12 steps of the sun is why most institutions have a 12-step program. I've heard it said about Alcoholics Anonymous, 12-step program, 12 steps of the sun in the day, the 12 steps of Horus, 12 being quite a prolific number in many ways, set coming into the night time from, again, the Nubian Kemet type empire there. Then we have the word sun, and Josh, we've talked about sun, haven't we? And S-O-N, S-U-N, sol, solstice, and the etymological link from sun, the rebirth, and the way that we've got the zodiac and the primordial, what do we call it, precession, and historical references, as above, so below, hermetic principles, correspondence, as below, so above, and the sun is very, it's been mixed up. To me, the Bibles and the words and the phonics and how it's spelled and what it means. Is it S-O-L? Is that not Italian? It's Spanish, is it, for sun? Spanish. Yeah, S-O-L, sol, sun. Josh, over to you, brother.
I would say that there's different levels of the sun, and what we've been presented in the mainstream, the true sun, but it's not how it actually works. So our central sun is the true sun, which is Sol, and it sits at the center, and it projects the light to all the stars in the sky, and all the celestial bodies we see. It allows, well, that's the black sun and the white sun, but we'll just leave that there a second. So that's the Sol, and then we have planets, and they're suns. So we have 3 suns and 3 moons apart from this central sun. These are called suns, and the S-ons, the sine wave is on, and this is why these suns project to our reality, allowing all the 7 incandescent colors of light, movement, etc. to go within this reality. The center Sol is the creator of everything, and allows all life and souls and all these beings to enter these bodies and have this experience that we're having. If you look at the word soul, and we know that T is physical, if you reverse the soul because you've forgotten who you are, it's LOS, and then you put the physical T on the end, and that means you're lost. So if you're lost, you're just a soul that doesn't know what you're doing, and this is where the reverse language will come into play to basically give you the truth behind the lie, or behind the deception. Because as I said before, there's 3 types of language, usually 3 types of everything, but one for the subconscious, one for the unconscious, and one for the conscious. And depending on your level of perception in this game, your reading between the lines, let's say, will allow your growth in this game. You see, it's dependent on if you're...
I'm thinking about Manly P. Hall and Aleister Crowley here coming into play. Sorry.
Yeah, so we have there's a lot of things, and this is I'll be doing a book on it. I don't really like talking too deep on it because I don't know what people are ready to hear or want to hear. So when I do select videos on the channel, I'll make them title and known. But yeah, I'm going to be doing something with my partner for the Phylos Cipher, how to lose 5, build a tesseract, and find your star, who you are, and reveal yourself, your true self, your true journey, how to do it, and the basic fundamentals that we need. Basics, be as I see. And basically, the Bible decoded and written into the truth is what I want to present with the fam. But yeah, it's a big course. It's something that it's going to take a while for people to understand, but we just got to go through these steps.
Can I just emphasize that there's not just languages within languages. Your brain, but to emphasize what Josh has just said, there was a phase with AC/DC, Black Sabbath, and so forth, and vinyl long play records in the 60s and so into the 70s and 80s, and subsequent bands copying them, rewinding the vinyl on the long player deck and hearing messages in backwards. When the LP's being played backwards on the turntable, so it's going whoop, 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 and then there's a word that comes in. Yeah, and that's because when you play it forwards and the music's going normal, that word is in backwards. So another example will be when MK Ultra and other such black shadow cabinet organizations put in cinema film reels, McDonald's picture, I won't say McDonald's, retraction, fast food chain, icon and drinks companies, logos and imagery, and they sold more of them when they put these subconscious, like a cinematographer reveals a film at 29 frames a second on average. Back then, maybe cine film 20 frames a second. So what they did is every 20 frames or 40 or 60, they did tests on each of them, periodically. How could they program products in with a film so you don't see it, but your brain does? I'll go another one. When you see an advert on TV and they put a comedy moment in there with music, you now relate that brand to that musical tone and the comedy. So when you're out shopping, you see, oh, it's deep. Trust me, they've gone proper Inception. What they have done is they have not only changed the frequencies, the resonant harmonics, the sciences, the food, the chemicals, the entire law system, structure, your belief system, taking your assets and sons and daughters away from you. They've changed the language. It's not only babble, it's deep and dark, and what we can explore and show you is mind control and programming on a very advanced level. The brain is very simple to program. Here's another one. Those of you that are regular scribers that listen into this channel, Josh, myself, and others, after hearing the same message 16 times thereabouts, your brain will be programmed with that message. Now, if it's a good message, well done, scribers. You are self-initiating, and you are currently deprogramming the bullshit, and you're putting in the good stuff. And after 16 times of hearing David, Josh, Andy, Karen, Flat Earth Dude, whoever saying it, it will be in your brain. And if we're good and kind, and you're using your due diligence and listening to good casts of the net, of over the web, then you will get programmed good, and you will learn, called passive learning. So I ultimately am manipulating all of my scribers, and they actually get a deal from me. And by hearing me entertain them and chat and these interactions here, we are subconsciously programming you via passive learning. So get to know your technology, your language, your instruments, and your brain ultimately is a very complex machine that controls the body. I'll not get into the brain and what I think it does and where our spirits are and stuff, but it will as well as it being ultimately complex and unfathomable on a micro molecular level, you can program it very simply, and they've worked that out. Tavistock and all these government departments and such things as Mind Control, MK Ultra, and subsequent others. They use this in advertising. Even the color of a product is designed in such a way that red apparently makes you feel hungry. So when you're out and you see red products, have a look if they're associated with edible food. And if you see a lot of red, it's mental. It really is, So, and those of you in the chat room, I love you very much. And I know there are some doubters. So this is why I go the extra mile to go out there and show you, syndromes that we get. We get syndromes, amnesia, and we've been programmed and we don't know we have. And we're here to help you recognize that, They Live is real. If you've seen that film.
The reverse speech. What you said then, I just want to add to it in case people haven't heard it before. Just as the unconscious, let's say we said that there's 3 types of language: unconscious, subconscious, and conscious. Just as the unconscious beings around you enjoy the system, you tell me that the conscious beings around you, do they enjoy the system? They don't. They don't, do they? When you become subconscious, you understand that the system has to be there. And the system is the matrix, and everything that David just said then is like a harmony in sync with this beautiful program that's here to self-awaken us to become God ourselves, so we can leave the mother and have full awareness and never be trapped in souls again, because we know what is good and what is bad. But the subconscious language can never lie to us. Please refer to Professor David Oates. David Oates. David Oates. OATES. Everybody in the conscious community misses this man. This man has nobody watching him, right? I've studied him years ago, and it's one of the most important things you could ever find out, that the subconscious language within will never lie. As I'm speaking forward to you now, if you play me backwards, within 9 to 16 seconds, there will be a blip and there will be truth speaking. So as young as 3 months, children start speaking in reverse. They'll tell you little words, what they need and what they want. Find yourself some reverse technology, record everything, play it backwards, blow your mind. Ask questions, you get answers. I love you backwards is we're evil here. If I said reverse speech, it says sheep serve you. So just branch out on this, do some research on the subconscious language in reverse. And as these musicians were speaking forwards, the truth was being spoken in reverse. And the reverse language will never lie. Reverse is rightfully established the verse, which would be the correct verse. And our verse is muddy and murky, and the water needs to resonate again at the right frequency. The word resonate is RE sun 8. You see the 8, and you see the sun, and you see to establish rightfully. That rightfully establish the sun on the 8. What's this 8? Everybody needs to figure this language out for their own journey and find out where it will take them. And it's home, mate. It's to leave this false paradigm presented to you, all the illusory tricks. The Biblio says that, you should never love this world or anything in it, because it is your training ground. You don't say that, but it is your training ground. And you really need to learn here to free yourself. Be aware of your surroundings, because your surroundings will free you. Okay, and that's why free is called free, and it sounds like 3, because it's all the same. You need to free yourselves.
I never thought about that again. See, I'm in the same place. What I was telling you about, I've told you this before. People just don't think. I never thought about anything with an X at the end of the word.
Yeah, we're not taught to think. That's the thing. We're taught to repeat spread fear and anxiety in everything they do.
Isn't it? They stand with their backs to the children, writing on the blackboard and asking them to write it all down.
It is, and then the register, register, and then you say your name, and if you register something, it means you handing it over the ownership to the crown, and they taught you to say your name when someone asks for it, and you're not even a name, you're God, and it's all confusing, and
registering the trust is the trust present, the capital name there in the register, the registrar, Reggie, Regina, vagina, talking about phonics, Regina and vagina, Reggie is to give to the monarchy. Is the trust present today? Do we get paid? Can we draw upon as well? Yeah, very interesting, that one. Register, schools, bells, ringing like the army, much like the military, indoctrination, the bell rings, get up, next one, order, followers. Yeah, it's very, very dark, but this is historic history that has gone on for thousands of years. This is where we are at 2019 with our smartphones and wireless and 5G technology and everything that's going off here. And we go back, these Sumerians had cuneiform, pictiform, hieroglyphic, the different forms of text, and writing wasn't quite a modern, from my discovery, writing is a modern invention. Sumer era will go. I've read it out before a while. I'm not going to get into that, but phonics and language, the legacy of, is it the Aborigines or Africa, one of them, maybe the Dogons, one of them says that the earth was sung into existence, phonics, the Genesis. In the beginning there was the word. So we have word, phonics, vibration, resonance, very important throughout all of history. There's a massive message, and it's written in stone. It's just so it didn't get rubbed away. So take note of that.
In Greek.
I've got a good one for you. Well, you know it anyway, but I'm really sorry. I didn't write down the name of the person. It was there, and now it's gone because I've been on the thing but I wrote down, live backwards is evil.
Indeed it is, and lived is the devil. So once you've lived here and you've made it out of it, you know that you were the devil because this realm is so reversed.
Good, and then you've got the good, then good, godly, to be godly, goodly, take it all away. Good,
and then backward is dog, and then dogma is am God. And you are God, guys. Morals and dogma, am God.
The kingdom of heaven, someone said in the chat room about the kingdom of heaven before. I did skim, I am keeping an eye on it. It's very busy tonight. Hello everybody in the chat room, thank you, and much love to you all.
I want to say a quick one. You've been quiet for a bit. Do you want to say anything?
Yes. In Greek, we call God a poet.
A poet?
Yeah.
Perfect. Wow.
He created everything like poetry. This is how we say it, like the Aboriginals in Australia. God sang the world into creation. The same in Greek.
Yeah.
That's how
Fibonacci is the. Would you say Fibonacci is the sine wave as such, the frequency generator?
But we've got atom. Listen though, what I want to add is then when we say all is atom, we got Shivite. If you haven't seen if Shivite Janganav's in the room, but all is atom, Shiva boom, and you've got in atom. You've got the resonance in certain words, and you see, and it's you're right. I like that.
Yeah. So the frequency that this thing's referring to would just be the frequency from the void or the dielectric field from the magnetic field that we're existing upon, yeah? So when those feminine and masculine energies interact, they create this plane of inertia or the dielectric field, and this is the frequency, the song, the void, the word.
The currency is on that frequency.
Yeah, and you see free.
That's the true sound. That's the true sound. That's the spiritual sound we're talking about. I mean, all the scriptures are talking about. It's not the sun we see in the sky. That's another thing. But all the frequencies, what you are saying, this is the true sound behind the spiritual sound.
Yeah, the black sun and the white sun together.
The yin yang. That's it.
You get, listen, from an etymology. I'm trying to keep the etymological thread from the atom. It could be alpha and omega. The T, AT, instead of AT, it can be A plus OM, alpha and omega, which is the alphabet again. The alpha and the omega split the alphabet up into 13 letters on two hands, and you've got the alpha and the omega. Then you've got autonomy. What is man? Man is autonomous, autonomy, auto, atom.
What is atom backwards?
Come on, here we go.
What's it backwards? Mutter. Atom is mutter, the mother, and mutter is mother for Sanskrit.
It is, yeah. Oh, yes. Good link. Good link. Kudos to that. Kudos, Greek, for skill. Come on, then. Over to you. Yeah, over in the Josh. Or,
in Greek, we call person atomo.
Atomo.
Atomo, like atom.
Okay.
When you say how many persons are there in the room, you will say posa atomai hidromatio. So how many atoms are there in the room?
Atomai. You said atomai, yeah? The word is atomai.
Yeah. Atoma.
Like an anatomy in our world is anatomy, yes?
Yeah. The human is an atom. Because I'm made up of many atoms together, we are called atoms.
So while we have off, boys, I want to say the PH words, Greek, you've got Kosta, Poseidon, gods, Greek, Poseidon, and we have over here English, Babel, Anglo, PH words like psychiatrist, psychological, these kind of PH words in England means the phi circle, phi, the physical 5, and we have PH comes from your land as well. Greek, PH words, philosophy, I think from Poseidon though, and these kind of areas of Greek mythology, the language interests me immensely.
That's it. The PH is the F.
Phi,
Phi.
6.
Because it's the way they spell it in English. I don't know why they don't use the F in the beginning. They put PH. But again, PH makes the F sound. Now I'm not such a scholar to know exactly why it's different. But yeah, it sounds very powerful with the light. The F is a strong letter, and the way you write it in Greek, it's like a line and a circle.
Yeah. I think the F and the P, I think there are two differences between the F. I think the P and the F represent a vibration, and the F represents like a material thing. So if I were to say farm, you'd see like that is a physical manifestation in this matrix, but like a photon wouldn't be. It would be like the natural resonance of the earth. So like the pH has been put together by the mouthing the eternal, and the F would just be the representation.
The F represents
like
nature.
Like a physical thing. So it's like a farm or fat, or these things that we create. And the P and the H are representing the symbols of nature. So the P is the mouth, and H is eternal. So the photon would be the eternal word, of the mother's physical O. So the photon, that's what it literally means in the language that I kind of discovered within me. Like the P is the mouth, the H is the eternal loop, which is the 8. O is the mother's void, T is the physical, and O is the mother's void. So the pho would be the speaking of eternal from the mother's womb in the physical representation of the mother.
Physi in Greek it means nature.
So phi, PHI, this phi cycle, or the Fibonacci, this is like the equation, So if you look at Fibonacci, you see phi, you see bon, and you see archi, So bon is good, isn't it, in French?
Yeah, that's my video.
Yeah, bueno. In Spanish, it means good.
Is it bon good? Bon?
Yes, bon in French, bueno in Spanish.
Well, so bon means good. Archi is like an arch is an electrical arc, the arcing, the arch. So Fibonacci would translate as phi's good electrical signal, as such, the good electrical signal. If you see
the good electrical signal,
like Bonacci is like a good sine wave, or a good electrical signals as such. Yeah.
Bonach.
Can I
Yeah.
ask a question? There was just somebody in the chat room, Astro King put it. I can't find it on there. Basically, he's asking, it's back to the 8. Is that where the soulless failures of nature go?
8 is such a big number, but it's very hard to explain. No, but it's a sine wave that hasn't married the 2 9s to become 18, which is R in the alphabet. This is why 18 you become an adult. It's for me to explain that it would take about 2 hours, to be honest, Karen. But but the 7, 8, 9. So when the 8 becomes when the 7, 8, 9, let's say the 8 could become the 9, and this is when the 9 becomes the 8, and the 8 has light in the center. This is why 8, you just take off the 2 lines going from the top and the center, you get an L, and it spells light. Yeah, because light comes from this wave.
I thought, as you were saying that, we've had all those board games. We need etymology, don't we?
That's the thing. If we were given etymology board games, we'd be pretty good at it.
Yeah. The Scrabble etymology.
It has been scrabbled up, hasn't it?
Sovereign Scrabble. I like it. Thank you.
Oh, we could do a quiz on it.
Quiz. So the Q is a very important letter in the alphabet. And this is why Queen is put there, the Queen. But the QRST, we need the QRST, and this is where Christos comes from. And the Queen has Q in it, and unique is unique. It's this one Q. Question or quest is Q, the ST. S is a sine wave, T is the physical. You need to Q, the ST. This is our quest here. And this is why Q, R, S, T are put next to each other in the alphabet. And the alphabet is very, very great. It's about our game here, and it's about the different levels of the stage of the game here. So if I could tell everybody out there just to write the alphabet, but starting off with the vowels, A, E, I, O, and U, and you write them on a left-hand side piece of paper, and you write the rest of the letters and you fill them in and add them in numerology, add them together in numerology. So A would be 1, B would be 2, going up to 9, and then adding them back to Pythagorean numerology. And you'll see that A, B, C, and D, it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, but you'll see that the alpha, the double, the trinity, then becomes form, and this was the first stage of life. And then, for example, I'm just going to move to the end of the alphabet, and you'll see U. This is all from my mind, so forgive me if I slip up, but I'm trying to say U, and then you got U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Z is tree, Y is choice, X is to remove, V is the feminine, U is you, and the W represents literally 2 of you. And this is why you need to remove one of the you, because you're based in a dualistic world here with another mind in your head trying to tell you how to be all day, all night. And this is what needs to be removed to create peace within. This alternative egotistical sine wave that we're receiving here in this physical realm. So U, V, W, X, Y, Z, you, as in the feminine, which is why the V is there, there's 2 of you, you need to X the choice tree. And the tree being the Kabbalistic tree of life, you need to remove the choice from the Kabbalistic tree of life. The Kabbalah is spelled with a Q, and it's the Q Abela, and we need to QRST. Do you remember this? QRST? So this Q is very, very important, and this is all I want to put out there. But if anybody wants to make sense of this and either replay it, or I'm going to be doing a massive presentation and a couple of books that we're going to be writing as a big fan, getting all this information out there, because it is the most important information in the universe. The Philos cipher, the philosopher, to transmute oneself into pure gold, A and U, A being alpha, U being omega. You need to become pure gold, and this is why the soul is gold, and you need to become one with the tree of life. There's many paths to it: virtues, clean eating and clean living, removing all negative thought processes from TV, media, all of these mind control programs that are put into existence to create fear within the man. They all need to go. And when you're resonating with love, the mother gives you a nice pat on the back and she says, have this information, have this experience, have this technology. Well done. I love you. You're coming home to me. And this is what happens. This is what happens when the man takes steps to build his own temple. Everybody out there will never know what it is to become a Templar, a physical electromagnetic puller, TEM PLER, like as in a physical, EM being electromagnetism. Puller, that's right, actions there please. Pull in the electromagnetic field and you can make and create what you want at will. There are many realms, many thought realms, 10 dimensions here. The thought realm can be accessed. You can pull in and materialize manifestations from this. There's many, many, many levels here. Look at level. You see God either side, LL, and you got Eve in the middle. You look at lovers, you got L over S. Well, God over the sine wave, and this is what you need to do, L over S, and become lovers, holy matrimony. I'll leave it there. Peace out. Carry on, someone else. I don't want to go into it too much. I just talk forever.
Yeah, nice one, Josh. Nice one.
There's a code in the language. It's been written in the stars. There is it's quite obvious. Like Sister Karen came up.
You're a bit quiet, mate.
Therapy.
We didn't hear the rapist. Carry on and say it again, please.
Sister Karen came up with the rapist, how the therapist is disguised in with words, and then you get to see if
You sound a bit distant there, David.
Right.
That's better. Say it again. Say it again.
The rapist, therapist. You had a word, didn't you, that jumped out with you when you was looking at, talking, and behind the scenes we had a chat. And,
yeah.
When you don't see it until you have it pointed out to you, there is Monopoly, the board game, Monopoly. There is a Monopoly, and money, monai. There's a mon, an archy, a monarch. We have a monarch ruling, so we have mons and arcs and eyes. And these are just words that I've had pointed out to me and that I've seen jump out to me. So there is a scriber called Nicholas, late 18th century, earlier, EHTE.
David, what are you doing? You've done it again. We've just lost you. You've just gone you've gone out of the room almost.
Yeah, let me try again. Maybe I'll have to come out and come back in.
Yeah, you're good now.
I said there's a user in the chat room called Nimblehorse that says about 8, late 14th century, 8 EIGHTE, earlier EHTE 1200 from Old English ETA, EAHTA, and then there's a special AE together, HTA, from Proto-Germanic Acto, source also of Old Saxon Ato, AHTO. This is fantastic. This is incredible. Old Frisian Atta, Old Norse ATTA, Swedish ATTA. I love you, Nimblehorse, whoever you are. That is excellent and very insightful.
Well done,
8 is also like a loop, isn't it? The infinity loop laid on its side. You've then got the infinity loop as well, haven't you?
And then this is why 18, quickly while you're on that, 18 is 2 9s. 9 is a representation of God. When you put these two sine waves together, you can become a creator yourself. If you look at the 1 and the 8, you see the Mobius loop or the infinity loop, yeah? And then you get the 1 and you put it on his side, through the middle, you get the plane of inertia.
Yes, that's right. Taurus is negative, positive, blue and red.
It's Bible, is it not, mate? It's the Holy Bible. You need two balls. You need to create the full Taurus. So this is what you need to do within as well. So become
Bible,
the 18.
Dirty, little cheeky, dirty 2 balls, Bible slipping in there. That's right, yeah.
The holy 2 balls.
There's more here. Dutch, ACHT. Old High German AHTO, German ACHT. Is that not act, like Achtung? ACHT for German. Gothic. Yeah, ACHT. IOKTO. Sort also of Sanskrit, Astaro, Avestan, Ashta, Greek, Octo, 7 and Oct 8 for the 8 guided.
This is where October is actually the 8th month, but we think is the 10th.
That's September, where I was going. December's got 100 in it, decimal, decimalization, 100, September, July and June, I think, for the reason added in the extra month.
You've gone quiet again, G.
Yeah, you've gone quiet again. David. So you've been a bit quiet.
He's gonna come ring it. He's gonna come back in a sec, I think.
Yeah, it's quite amazing when you these words. They all just.
This is how we will set ourselves
We
free,
need a
though.
new dictionary, don't we? we need a new dictionary of all those bits, like the separate bits.
We need the Phylos cipher. That's what we need. And I'm going to be I'm going to be presenting it, and then me and my partner are going to be doing a nice book on it. So yeah, it won't be ready for a while, but there will be one coming soon, probably before the summer. And if people are interested, it'll be on a PDF format. So
Can I ask you then, break down trees?
Trees, well, trees backward is ert, which is the earth, yeah, Sanskrit for earth. The tree is the earth. So the tree is the physical RE, which is a rightfully established in the ether. So a tree comes from, I'm presuming, the original tree, which we are actually existing upon now. I hope everybody's aware that this is a tree that we are on. And then mountains
knew that. I knew it's like the tree has fallen over and the roots are in Antarctica, sort of thing. We're living on the bark. We're living on the bark of a tree.
If you think about a tree, right, when it falls, it can either become mud, earth, or it can become stone, mountains, yeah? So these giant trees that were existing here, say, I don't know, let's say pre-flood or whatever they say, because I believe history is just a make-up manifestation just to make people's minds go a certain way. We live in the now. To know this, you put a K in front of the now, and that's why you know when the K is L even. This K is very special, number 11 in the alphabet, L even, balancing out your God within. Everything else around you is just an illusion full of clues for you to free yourself. History is man-made, but it's also there for you to know that it was 99% manufactured and BS. So you get cottoned on to the reverse world here again, you know, and you see that everything has been turned upside down for you to walk through it easily when you become self-aware. But yeah, the tree, we are existing upon a tree, you know. This is why Z represents tree, yeah. If you think of a tree and twilight zone, and you break the word zone down as in tree 1, Z1.
Yeah.
We see the black sun, the white sun. So the twilight zone is literally the twin light at the tree 1, at the first tree. And this is where the twilight zone is, and we can all get here if we choose to go there. But we can also build a tesseract and leave here ourselves. So there's many ways we can complete this game, or move to the next level, should I say. But yeah, tree is earth, earth is tree, tree is backwards earth. So it's a physical representation of the ether, and this is why trees are electricity as well. So the ether's made a manifestation of itself. T is a physical, RE is to rightfully establish, and E being the fifth element, ether. So yeah, that's what it would mean.
I was listening whilst I was restarting to tree. That was beautiful, Josh. There is also the tree of life, tree of knowledge, the Kabbalah. That has a tree in it to lots of extent. And you've got the tree as above, so below principle again with the brain, and the way the brain has got lots of veins and pathways and miles neurological link. The lung going down the throat. You've got so the roots are in your head and the branches in your lungs. I've seen it depicted. Tree.
We're breaking up a little bit still, David.
The tree.
Just rub your beard on it, mate. Rub your beard on it. Get close.
That was so funny. What's that noise? Oh, it's my beard.
I wasn't even moving it. My beard was tickling it itself. The hairs were coming out down the phone.
That was funny. What is that noise?
But yeah,
it isn't exactly the thickest of things. It's all little hairs making all that noise.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? So the tree, the mother sine wave, is the tree of life. Yeah, this is what's given us this experience here, and we can connect with it and move on with our creation if we choose to. By knowledge and gnosis, it will lead us there. It's just a matter of time. There's nothing new under the sun. You just need to remember, and Member is joining, but if you remember, it means you're doing it again. So you must know everything. You just got this physical body inside of you. Well, physical body outside of you, with sort of, let's say, a computer that you have to break through to allow the knowledge to flow within. And it does, and it will. It really does, and it will. Honest. Will is the law. That's why will backwards is law. Even though it spells like lil, you say it backwards, it's law. Will, law.
It's amazing, all these words. It sort of boggled me a bit, really, about it all, because we just don't think, and we're using all these words, and we don't even know what we're saying. And that's the saddest part of it, I think, really. We don't realise spells we're making.
But it's also the greatest part of it, if you think of it, how exciting it is, and the fact that we've now figured this out, and together we can really do this to get her. And it's not going to take long. I think a lot of people are moving forward in consciousness very fast. Probably this year, you guys look back to last year and you think, wow, I didn't know that I was going to be this far from this year to last year. Consciousness is growing rapidly. But depending on the amount of work you guys put in, it's the outcome, you know.
Hopefully it's going to start making us all nicer people as well, because there's a lot of sort of ugliness going around at the moment, really.
Yeah, you need to be in control of the temple, don't we? There's a lot of things going on around us, but that is the last push to deceive us and to trap us into negative fear realms. What we need to do is vibrate as love, and our love vibration will carry it through the world. The world will catch on to it, and then by acting righteously, the world will change. Trust me. What we've got to do is master ourselves, and you will see your world around you change just to be just like you.
Your environment, change your environment and you will change. We are products of our environment. You are the product of the 5 most popular friends that you hang around with, your top 5 friends. You kind of like a product of them. And what you've just said prior to that, sister, about the world and the realm and how we are, Yankee came home the other day and she said to me, she said, Dad, can I say something? And I went, yeah, what? Says about if you was running down the street and you was shouting help, she said not many people would open their door and look and see, you know, that you needed help. She says, but if you run down the street and you shout fire, fire, everybody will open their door because they're bothered about saving themselves and you will get help. I said, who's told you this and why are you telling me? She says, oh, we was just talking at school about it. I'm like, wow. The things that 12-year-olds chat about these days. Check that. I yield. I could not Adam and Eve, my mince pies and my ears. What I was seeing and hearing.
Well, I know children watching Newsround, mate. I've had conversations with family, like nephews, mate, who are about age 8. And they're telling me all these stories. We might be going to war. Trump's this man. Kim Jong's this and this. And I said, how do you know that? They said, oh, our school make us watch Newsround. I was like, what? Do you know how old they are, mate? They're year like 3 and 4. And from year 1, they watch Newsround mandatory in this school. And they make sure that they sit down every day and watch it. This is craziness.
Crazy.
But then again, putting your child into a prison every day is crazy by will. You know, so we need to know that the knowledge is not esoteric, it's exoteric, and it's keeping you to this matrix. It's spreading this virus. You know, so if we put our children into school, unfortunately, what we're doing is we're breeding this system. If we can find ourselves in positions in the next year or 2 to pull our children out and teach them ourselves, and this is when we're going to have wise children, wise beings around us, knowledgeable assets to society instead of liabilities.
Yeah, this is it. They learn about the alphabet, but they don't learn about the alphabet, you know, the alphabet and the phonics and I don't know how they get taught. It's totally, most of the academies and schools teachings are based on ideologies. They're not proven facts, and we are just getting them to repeat. And I've said alphabet and alphabet you know, and are interested in this. So the Greek alphabet, you know, the realms alphabets, you know, very interesting. They use quite interesting characters in their alphabet as well, alpha, omega types as well. And don't you? It's nice. I tried to learn the Greek alphabet. I'm learning a Hungarian one now. Rune stones, they fascinate me. That's interesting.
You know something else though, very quickly as well. We were having this hangout with Dave Murphy a couple of years ago, I suppose now, a year and a half ago, and he was going through, because he did languages as well. And even all the languages, all it is we're all using the same letters. It's just some are turned that way, some are turned that way, some are upside down. That's all they've done. That's all they've done with the language for everyone. They just turn the letters round.
And then you look at the language and it all comes from your hand. But look at 3. It's an M, it's a W, and it's also an E. And that's just a number 3.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Symbology, symbols. The symbols, aren't they, to some extent? And we've given them life.
They're mind set. They're set mind keys, you know? Like, they're keys. But I wanted to add quickly, when you were talking about news, all of these things going on, and I completely lost my trail of thought now because I just lost it then, darn it. I wanted to say something about schools. It was after. Never mind. I'm retreating.
Greek alphabet, symbols.
Just before that.
Oh, I can't.
It was just after when we were talking about school.
Prison.
I said about news round, and then you spoke of something. And it was quite opening up to a new era of convo. But
you said that basically schools are prisons.
It was what David said that prompted me, though. It was a part of him. It was after that. It was after all the school bit, but alphabet. Never mind. It will come.
I asked about alphabets. I wanted Costa to say about the Greek alphabet, and then Karen said about the previous symbols and sideways and different letters. You said about number 3. And I can't remember what I said.
Just before that.
Just before that.
Never mind. We'll find it again. But yeah, so.
Dave said a nice word before that interesting about casting the net.
Yes.
So what's going on with casting? Who's gonna throw the net and catch us? Because the internet in Greek is called diadiktio. Diktio is a net, but dias is Zeus. So
yeah,
probably Zeus, Dias, Jupiter, Zeus. What we are talking about, this kind of energy of expansion.
Our internet was called Ethernet.
He's into the internet somehow, and he'll cast his net and bring out his people and do the change we are waiting for. And I think that there's a new beginning, like you said, Josh. It's a start for something that it's not only by studying it that you know it. It comes from another realm, let's say, some other force. I call it Hermes. Hermes is there. It's teaching us through language, ideas come into our minds. Where do they come from? Because
I think it's a Pop and Hermes, yeah.
Yeah, we open up and we experience it in our sense.
You can download. You get on the same wavelength.
We download because
Akashic records, some call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Search for Dr. And he's on Dr. Edgar Casey is on a magazine cover on the front of a book on the film They Live that I mentioned earlier. In the film They Live, when he's at the magazine stand, there's a New York copy of the Times or something like that, New York, the Times, and he says Edgar Casey, something, the mind reading prophet, but he used to talk about allegedly, didn't he, and download.
Yeah.
Then you've got the remote view and can get outside the body and go traveling around and tell you exactly what they see, but they're sat in front of you in the room. Okay, again, where are they going? Our consciousnesses are getting external influence and information when really we shouldn't be able to get that at all. Not at all, no. Which is fantastic.
Yeah, and each one of us has a different ability, let's say, God-given gift of spirituality. Some are better with words, some with symbols, some with synchronicity, some with connection. Everybody has his own unique gift, let's say, and this is what we're trying to find.
Yeah, it's within in
Everybody
Christ-like
needs to be
consciousness.
themselves.
Sorry, go on, Josh.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that everybody needs to be themselves, and this is where we've been confused and dazed, because what we're doing is we're mimicking other beings or characters or personas, and when we can truly disconnect and find our true self, this is when we will be who we're supposed to be and restore this earth. Honest, we are special. We are stars, but sine wave of the physical R, STR. We are stars. 216 is 6 times 6 times 6, which means star. And the age of Aquarius, which we're in now. And people and beings like us now, we are bringing forth this paradigm speaking, and it's all acting through the subconscious. And if we're connected to the subconscious, we're aware of it. If we're not, the mother is acting through the unconscious, subconscious beings created and manifest in this realm as we speak now, whether it's the matrix, the tricks of the mother, or it is ideologies through beings who are creating this new paradigm, because this new paradigm will have a matrix as well. Don't think it won't. It'll just be a nicer shift for people, but they still have to grow as a soul. Otherwise, there's no experience here. So there's always been a trap here. Romans, Egyptians, everything. People always think there's always been slaves. We're slaves now. Unless you free yourself, you're still a slave. And this is the part of this experience here, man. Free yourself. Free.
Sine wave, so sin, sine wave in, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
We're living in sin. We're living in a sine wave.
You are in the sine wave.
The sine wave, sin. Got it. It's making sense again.
Brother. So yeah, this is where it's at. I'll quickly speak the alphabet. A is alpha, B is 2 letter in the alphabet. C represents C and 3, Trinity. D, 4 and form. E is ether. F is 6, man. G is God, 7 incandescent colors, the first stage to becoming God. Aura, chakra. H, 8, eternal. I, subconscious, all-knowing, mother's subconscious, or the conscious of the mother. J, 10, net is 10. And K, 11th letter in the alphabet. L, even, balancing out the twin pillars within the mind. L, 12, full cycle, full circle, God. Circ L, circumnavigate, round. L, God, 12, Taurus. M, mother, middle, golden arches, left and right, protruding from the center, the mother's center. Mother is M, other. N is end, the finishing, the nth degree. O is the mother's void. Look at the whole, the representation, the womb of creation. P is mouth, speak, word. Q is the biggest thing in the alphabet. Q says it itself. You need to Q your ST, but cube. You see a cube, you are cubed, you have been cubed, you're a tesseract, a cube within a cube, you need to free your cube. This is why the QRST will free your Q. Square, SQUR, the sine wave of the Q, you are squared. QR is 18, 2 9s create 18, 2 bulls, 2 Tauruses, full Taurus, 18. This is why you become an adult at 18. 19th letter in the alphabet is S, which represents the sine wave, which is your net, which is 1 and 9, which creates 10, which goes back to 1. This is your sine wave. You have T, cool. This is why Q, R, S, T are in the order of the alphabet. You need to Q, R, S, T, physical sine wave. W means there's 2 of you. This is why a W represents you, but obviously W and V are interchangeable. Language says V's as W's and W's as V's. X represents removing or part of the spot. Y is choice, the I with a left and a right, and Z represents tree. A and Z are longitudinal and latitudinal waves, creations of magnetism, and the alphabet in between is your key and secret to relieve yourself of it. 2 letters put together, as in RE, means rightfully establishing. 2 S's are representing the sine wave. You have AU, which is the gold, and you'll see these signs and be able to pull them apart yourself. That's just a quick, simple A to Z, and there's many more stages.
Thank you, Josh.
But I will give you the full decoding of this whole systematic thing I figured out. As in MI put together represents me, they've also like mission, yeah.
Mythology.
Mission is a subconscious word, yeah. It tells you this is your mission, right? But the word itself is my 2s ions. Ion, 2 s's are joining this sine wave with the mother, and my. And my is me, the M, with the subconscious of the mother. So it's all there for us to see, you know.
Quest. Any
like,
quest. Q your sine wave physical. Quest.
You see Q and ST.
Yeah.
Q your ST. That's the quest, or Q your ST ions, quest ions. And there's a question mark. Oh, it's crazy. It goes as deep as it wants. I could talk for like 3 years
Zion.
without stopping.
When you went like this, then I went Zion, Lion, Zion. You've got the ion.
Zion backwards is noise, yeah?
Yeah.
Zion is a frequency.
And testation, all these ions are interesting to me as well. These.
Yeah, I'll just put some words.
Zion is
So take
Zeus again. Zion is Zeus. Diaz. Jupiter.
Diaz.
Yes.
And backwards is Suez, and Zeus backwards is Suez, as in the Suez Canal.
Yeah. Suez.
Whoa.
The Suez again is Diaz there again. That's why they named that.
But that's good.
Joshua, I'm moving encyclopedia. I like your alphabet.
That was good, wasn't it?
Hold back. I don't like to be rude. I don't like to talk too much, but I could talk like that for 3 years without stopping, and I won't do it.
That's good, Josh. It's good that you see. This is how we progress, by man sharing their research and allowing us to progress. If none of us shared and none of us cared, then we'd all be sat trying to work out if we was in the right place. Whereas if we have these passive learning, entertainment chats, a man in the Greek lands there, and Anglo, Australia, America, all linking up and chatting, we can do quite a lot in a short amount of time, and the research that's available, we are grateful for. I give lots of love and respect for that, Josh. It's a very enlightening to me, because it allows me to then go back to my work and research and have a look at how it interfaces with the discovery and the proposals we've got, and it fits in rather nicely.
Discovery and progress. Please keep them words there, right? Discover. I want to show you that Di is God. Are we all aware of this? Dielectricity.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do di dash, s dash cover, right? Just to discover is to find the God's sine wave has been covered. Yeah. Di s cover. Yeah. And progress. Go on, please.
It's anakalypsi. Anakalypsi. Okay. Has to do with apocalypse. Anakalypsi means discover. Is what you said. You bring something out in the surface.
Unveil the information.
Unveil the information. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's to discover what it means.
And then you can see that it's been covered, as in di-s cover. So there's a hidden there. And progress. When I done my video with Martin Kenny, we did a big etymology 2-part one, didn't we? And I remember speaking about progress, regress, congress, and I said, look, I'll let you figure it out. If nobody's figured this out, I just put it here for you, because you see, progress is for, yeah. Congress is against. Regress is to establish an old, like a rightfully establishing an old sine wave. But so pro is for. Then we have the G, which we know is this God realm we're in now, yeah, or this program. This set reality. Then you have RE, which is to rightfully establish, and then you have the 2 S's together, which is your dual sine wave ions. So anything progress is for the God rightfully establishing his 2s ions. Congress is to take away you rightfully establishing your 2s ions, your kundalini, or etc. Yeah, we'll just use kundalini lightly, because there's a lot of things to do with it. There's something different, but we'll just use that slightly. And then because K underline I, that's what it does. And then to obviously regress is to rightfully establish the God sine wave ions, which means the regression is your past life. So S's need to be established here, and this is what progress is. Obviously, anything to do with commerce law, Congress, Parliament, par and lies deal meant, it's not going to help your progress, and your progress is only to try and connect your sine wave back with the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is your mother. and then you are God as well, and you can create. Everything else in this realm is a distraction. It's traction, losing traction from the God sine wave. And this is the goal of our journey here, everybody. This is the goal, to join your sine wave with the Mother Earth. Everything else is a distraction. But it's also a game and an experience. So don't just take it as you need to go full force into this. You need to look around you, realize who you are, find out who you are. The 5 W's: who, what, where, why, and when. I've answered myself these. Never got told as a young boy these could be answered. They're done. Everybody can do it. You'll find your way, and just never stop. Never lose faith. Never fear, and just focus. You'll find your way.
Yeah, that's it. Know thyself.
Amen. Amen, Ra.
Amen. Amen, Ra.
Hello, him. Amen, Ra.
Ramen noodles.
Other such noodles of shit variety can be found.
I want to tell you a bit about the
not for edible purposes.
Know thyself part, and I want to close down because it's time to go back.
Yeah, we're going to finish in a minute. I've got a good one.
Yeah.
Know yourself, see yourself, accept yourself, and be yourself.
That is so.
Yeah.
Never pretend you're something you're not. Express who you are. The beings that love you for being it will stand by your side forever. Everybody else who pretends to like you are not by your side. Be yourself. You will find truth everywhere you look. It just might take a couple of weeks.
Oh. Anyway, we said we weren't going to stay on too long today because obviously we all work and we're all tired and it's all, I don't know, got warmer and now got more miserable out there. But what did you want to say, Costa?
Yes, about the know thyself. It was written on the temple of Apollo in the Oracle of Delphi in Athens. So it was part of an inscription on the front of the temple. So on one side it was written, "Know thyself," know thyself. On the other side, it was the triangle. Wait, I'm going to draw it now. And on the other side, it was written, "Miden agan," nothing in excess. Okay, and then in the middle, in the top of the triangle, there was a sign.
That was amazing.
I will draw it now.
So know thyself, nothing in excess.
Yeah, nothing in excess.
Moderation.
In excess, yeah, moderation, everything moderation. So let me see if I can do it, because that symbolism was important. So say this was the triangle. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Like this is a temple, yeah. So it was
Is it like a Pythagorean triangle or?
No, the triangle you see on top of temples or the
just an actual one.
Equilateral, yeah.
These are the columns of the building of the temple. So they have this triangle. Yeah. You can even see it now in, I don't know, Washington D.C. They have it, or other kind of parliament building or something. The triangle represents the Trinity. So here was know thyself was on this side. This side was nothing in excess. In the middle here was this symbol. This is the most important thing for me. I discovered. So it was the epsilon of Delphi. So it was an epsilon like that. Okay, and then another one on the other side.
Wow.
Yeah, and a line in the middle.
Wow, there's W's there, 2 W's.
Yeah, and then if you close them, if you close it around, it becomes the atom. The all is atom.
Yeah.
You see, you know what I mean?
Or Vesica Pisces, it could be the Vesica Pisces beginning of, yeah.
Yeah, it's the atom. All is atom. They had it in a symbol.
Yeah.
So
it's created the torus.
The torus, the torus.
The cycle there, and you drop. Yeah, that's perfect, mate. So know thyself and nothing in excess. Nothing in excess would mean virtues, and know thyself virtuously.
Yes. Nothing excess, not wanting too much.
Gluttony,
Gluttony, all
diligence.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a trinity of their belief on the temple. That was the highest temple of Apollo in the Oracle of Delphi, the place where they used to go to get the information from the oracle. So she used to smell something there, some kind of incense, something coming from the ground. And
Cannabis.
she used to prophesy cannabis, whatever. LSD, I don't know. No, there was some kind of natural LSD coming from the ground. It was a special place. That's why the temple was there.
Okay, so it built on a nice energy line.
Yeah, sure.
And that's why these temples are there, because for beings that weren't able to access the connection between the mother and themselves yet, these buildings were put there as temples, as in the physical electromagnetic puller, as in the church was synonymous with the word kirk, which is whorehouse. Well, if you look at the word whore, well, what does a whore do? She gathers men. A hoarder is somebody that gathers items. So this is hoarding energy or pulling in energy at these centers, so beings get there and connect with the divine. And this is what they can still do to this day in holy places. And they can be used for the right type of energy if you go there on your own. But I wouldn't go there with all the other people preaching. Reaching from their mouth, pee reach.
Preach, yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's been a really great talk.
Very nice.
I really enjoyed it. I love listening to you guys talk, and I learn something new every day that we're talking.
Talking.
As you said, we attract each other, and we're all friends, aren't we? All of us. I know Patricia's quite quiet. Maybe she's. I'm not sure what she's doing, but
downloading. She's downloading.
But she's still. She's usually there, but she might be, I don't know what she's quite doing right now. But we're all really good friends, and we talk to each other. So we attract to each other, don't we? Without any questions.
Yes, of course.
We just do. Carry on. Yeah.
I was just going to say, can I just add at the end, big journeys for all of us going forth. Lots of things are being manifested. Me and Dave are currently trying to sort of manifest a big foundation, a big area, a big piece of land, a big castle, or something that we can manifest, so we can have a big foundation for the conscious growth of a great conscious movement and a conscious community that's going to be growing very rapidly. Lots of things are going on. I'll let Dave speak a minute about the links he's got to his channel, so the SPLS Pro that we have. Support, kindness, and love from us to you. And if you have any support, love, and kindness for this movement, we are and will be initiating very soon something to fund this movement, because we really mean this. Action speaks louder than words. And I'm out of commerce, so I'm going to be putting my actions. Well, I do put my actions daily. I've written half a book today. I'll be doing stuff daily, and we will be moving forward into this new paradigm this year. Next year will be the start of this golden age, and we foresee planning this, and we will be here for everybody to ease them into this new golden age with a new foundation for enlightened beings to come, eat, learn, grow, share. And this is the goal, the go all for now. Lots of things are being manifest as we speak daily, but this is the golden manifestation for us all to enjoy, to come to. Even if beings want to come here on a weekly basis and just spend time around beings to learn and grow from, of workshops and stuff. Money is not going to save anybody. Knowledge will. Knowledge is the power. Let's all try to find out these proper ties, and in places that we do not need to spend £166 a month on council tax, or just don't pay it, but don't take my advice. Learn and grow yourself and realize that it's all fraudulent. I love you all. Dave, can you just give a quick bit of wordage about the SPLS Pro and the ability to help out?
Yeah, we have a donate button on the homepage for anybody that is financially blessed or would like to maybe look at donating land or assets that needed protection. We can discuss. options there, but overall we'd like to set some trusts up nationwide. The trusts that we have at the minute are clearly broken. The government, the fallacy that's before us is quite funny what's happening. So the trust technology is is the true currency of man, and we trust in each other, we trust in you. We have a lot of trust. We are reinstating the trust. It's ancient technology, and we have a platform to host forums, discussions, share the knowledge, the health and the wealth. We have a requirement for our agents as agents of man, agents of the land, agents of the private, unborn children, assets of our bloodline. We have an establishment out there that isn't ours, that we can define as foreign, as invasive, as non-emotional, as just torturous to man, and we submit to it. The submitting is over. Reserving of rights, reclamation of the land, of the assets, of the environment. We've got to look after the animals. We've got to promote. We've got Anonymous making videos left, right, and centre, trying to incite fear and hatred and mass panic, distraction on YouTube, filtration and control on YouTube. The mass media putting out stories. We've talked about the world's greatest story, and now we're bringing you the world's greatest story that's never been told. We can fix most of anyone's problems. We don't know what your problems are, whether they be legal, financial, health, asset management, to do with your bloodlines, all of it, last will and testaments, religion, faith, science. We've got it all locked down. So I'm very blessed to know such amazing folk, brothers, sisters, and our hard work has paid off, and we can give back as much as we can take. We want to give back. We want to facilitate is what we want to do. We appreciate the trust. We see the responsibility and the expectations, and we want to outlay now a safe, secure, stable, forward thinking and management of man, where we are self-governing and we are self-sustaining, becoming independent, and to some extent, it's a massive renaissance. To put in a French word, renaissance is where we're at in many realms. So yeah, we will take and help and manage and facilitate. We're working with Josh, and we give him a forum. Others can have forums. Like I say, we need help, and we work with you and you work with us. So we're very proud of where we're at, what we can offer. And now we just continue to expand and build upon a stable, rock solid foundation, of what we've done tonight, and further.
Please don't think that we need money if you can't afford anything and you need help. We're here.
Thank you, Josh. Unfortunately, we just live in a very money-orientated place where everything's to do with money. It's not to do with helping each other or bartering anymore. It's all to do with money, isn't it?
Welcome to the church. Here's the donation box. Please put your donation in the church donation box and you will be saved. We're not saying that. We're just saying if you have, then we can use, and if you haven't, then we can look at land and management, and trust technology in itself is free for everybody. But we live in a monetary environment. Yes, we do. And we're getting threatened daily. We have rights taken away. We're not.
I think to work that one out as well, though, David. We all don't want to be in this globe life and what it is, and I think because we're rejecting it, it's rejecting us somehow. It just is.
Resistance. Yeah, the resistance is being dealt with. They will call it, isn't it? So
yeah,
we have a private family, a private domain. And we've got a lot going off, and we have a public domain. We have, a lot to consider.
Oh no, we just lost Josh. But anyway, we are kind of finishing. Carry on, David. Sorry.
No, I'm done. Peace and love. Thank you, sisters, Karen, Patricia, Brother Costa. I love you too. You're an intelligent, clever, loving man, and I thank you for your.
He's a little bit shyer than you and Josh. That's what it is. Costa, do you want to say anything else?
Well, it's been great news at the end from Josh and Dave. I hope you succeed in your plan, and we meet someday and
we will.
Yeah. I'm sure one day we'll get together, and
if your will is there, my friend, our will is here, and we can make the wheels turn, and that's all we need. And I was just finishing off saying that I'm opening up businesses that I'm starting now for the this whole conscious family that we're building, and this is not for me. This is for the foundation. This is for the movement. If there's no donations, I guarantee that we'll have millions by next year, just through the power of will and manifestation, and using it and channeling it right. I've never channeled my mind to money because money's never been something that's interested me, but now we need to use it for building this foundation with Quickie. So yeah, I'm going to be writing several books, diets, health, books on how to do the Phylos cipher, opening up companies from here to America, overseas in there. So I won't speak too much about it, but as soon as it's all released, I'll put the links and everybody can go there to get their medicines, etc. So
yeah, we can put them on the .com. You can download them from .com if you remember. We'll host these publications and help promote and share. And other platforms, if they've got other platforms, we'll look at joining them and utilizing them as well to spread what we can put out there, like educational courses, key competence for all, in many areas. The man's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, as of everybody on this panel.
Well, anyway, yeah, I know, yes, but we're on about Josh's forthcoming publications, but you all are. Yeah, I said I'm honoured to know you. Honoured and privileged, milady.
We're part of family, aren't we? We're a family.
That's right. Blood. We are blood.
Yeah,
we are reuniting.
Other stuff and egos, we just get on with it, and we all here to help each other and to promote the truth. That's what we're here for. But anyway, I think Costa wants to go to sleep now, and we said that we said 1 hour and a half, and we've been on for 2 hours. But I love it. It's never ending. Like really, I could have sat through another couple of hours of listening to you all talking. But on air, we're going to say goodbye. We'll say goodbye off air. But thank you to everybody in the chat room. Hope everybody's enjoyed it. And we're back on Thursday for Ladies' Night. Anyway, mwah, to everybody, to Costa, mwah, David, mwah, Patricia, mwah, and Josh, mwah, and chat room. Mwah. See you Thursday.
See you soon.
Bye.